What's up, everybody? E from Truth Virus. Wanted to talk about the lies that mainstream science and NASA feed the human race about our solar system and life in general. Right here, you got Jupiter, or what? These are the bullshit images, right? That they make up and show us what they say Jupiter looks like. When if you go through them, right here. This is probably the closest picture they have of what Jupiter really looks like. Is Jupiter is not a planet. Jupiter is a star. It's a dwarf star, but it's a star nonetheless, pumping out its own heat, its own radiation, and those moons that are around. First of all, here's the images they show us of Shoemaker-Levy 9, an asteroid that broke up and hit Jupiter, right? And look at, does Jupiter right here look anything like this shit here they show us right here? Does it look anything alike? It looks more like the sun right here, doesn't it? These are real images of Jupiter right here, because Jupiter is a star. It's not a planet. All right, so that means all of the moons that are around Jupiter are not moons. They are planets themselves. Okay, Europa, Ganymede, Callisto, these are all planets. And of course, they lie about the sizes of them as well, like they do about everything else. A lot of these planets here are the same size as Earth, if not bigger than Earth. All right, and odds are there's life on many of these planets. They're not moons; they're planets, because Jupiter is a star. The same thing with Saturn. Saturn is not a planet. Saturn is a star. It's a dark star. The dark star, right? The enemy of our star, known as Jesus Christ, right? And this star here is known as Satan in the Bible, right? All right, through astrotheology. This is Saturn, Satan, and our star is known as Jesus, the light of the world, our Savior. You know, that's just one interpretation amongst many, as usual. And then right here, this might be probably a real picture, or as close to a real picture as you're going to get to seeing Saturn, right? Another star is what it is. It's not a planet, it's a star. It gives off its own heat, its own radiation. Therefore, all the moons of Saturn, Titan, you know, all these fucking moons here. I mean, look at the picture they show you there. It has atmosphere around it, right? Titan, the planet, one of the planets around Saturn, not a moon. These are all planets again. Some of these are bigger than Earth, the same size as Earth. And look at this one here. You can see where George Lucas got his idea for the Death Star here in Star Wars. All right, because George Lucas, he's one of them secret society insiders that has inside knowledge into many things. All right, so obviously he has inside knowledge when it comes to these moons, because a lot of these moons that are out here, and the planets actually that are out here, are hollowed out spacecraft. All right, a lot of these ET races back in the day when they were just getting started with space travel, instead of using resources and building a huge giant craft mothership, they would hollow out moons. Okay, they would hollow them out, put all the technology, everything they needed on the inside of the moon, and they would fly the moons through space and go from planet to planet, solar system to solar system, collecting things, researching, doing whatever the hell they're doing. All right, these are Death Stars. That's where he got the idea from for this Death Star here. All right, a lot of these moons are Death Stars, including ours. Our moon is a giant satellite, basically, that was placed in orbit around Earth. All right, there's bases on it. There's bases inside of it. It's hollowed out. Clearly it was placed there. Clearly it was designed to be in orbit around our planet. It's the only moon that we can see out there that's a quarter the size of the planet it's around. It doesn't spin in the orbit. You only see one side of it at all times. It's the perfect size to have a perfect solar eclipse. Okay, it's at the perfect distance to where when it blocks the sun, it's damn near the same exact size as the sun. All right? That's not by chance. That was designed that way by the ETs that placed it in orbit around our planet. Now, you do not have to believe me when I say these things, all right? This is from my research and from my heart what I believe to be true. You have to do your own research into all of these things. All right? Into everything, as always. And when you look at look up how many moons there are. So there's 67 around Jupiter, so they tell us, and 62 around Saturn, so they tell us. So that's 129 moons that are actually 129 extra planets that's in our solar system, because Jupiter and Saturn are stars. They're dwarf stars, which makes their moons planets. Okay, so they lied to you about everything. They just tell you, oh, there's only 8 planets in our solar system. Bullshit. There's hundreds. All right? Over 100 when you add these moons, easily. And probably more beyond that. They lied to us about everything, man. There's probably thousands of planets in our own damn solar system for all the fuck we know. All right? NASA's a lying piece of shit corporation designed to lie to you. Designed to keep you dumbed down when it comes to outer space and anything beyond planet Earth. And if you don't believe me, do your own research into these things. Look into the stuff for yourself. Alright? Go within your hearts and create your own thoughts.